Welcome to 2023. This is the Holidays Podcast, and I am Kimberly DiPersia, your host. Yes. So hope you all had amazing New Year's Eves last night. I'll share more about mine in a little bit. But let's go ahead and get started with our New Year's Day sketch. If I can just get this loaded here. Where is it? All the way. Nope, that is not that one. That is the old one. This one. Hold on. Whoop. All right. Ready? Here we go.
I think that's just Disney.
No. Disney smells good. The year, it just smells weird.
Well, 2023 is the year of the rabbit.
The year of the what?
Yeah. It means peace, prosperity, and hope.
Well, we need all of those things, but we're not going to get them from a rabbit.
Well, actually, it's a water rabbit.
Oh, what is a water rabbit?
I don't know, but all I found was this one picture on Reddit, and also like these really cute photos of like real rabbits wearing cute life vests.
Okay.
But
that is terrifying. I don't ever want to see a water rabbit.
Well, 2023 is the year of the water rabbit, so it's not over.
Well, maybe in China it is, Kim, but here in America, 23 only means one thing: Michael Jordan. Peace, prosperity, and free Hanes underwear?
Oh, Hanes underwear is hopeless.
Okay, well, Ballpark Franks and Space Jam were hopeful.
Okay, underwear, hot dogs, and bad movies? That's all you can say about Michael Jordan? The man invented shoes.
No, I still cannot afford a pair of his shoes.
Maybe in 2023 we'll be able to afford a pair of Jordans.
Peace, prosperity, and hope that I can afford a pair of Air Jordans.
Stopping in my Air Force Ones.
No. Michael Jordan didn't do Air Force Ones. That was Nelly, the St. Louis rapper.
Who?
Nelly. You know, the guy's always saying, it's getting hot in her. He's got a Band-Aid on his cheek.
All right, so 2023, the year of the Nelly Jordan Water Rabbit.
Now that is my type of year.
All right. That is our New Year's Day sketch. Awesome. Well, fantastic. All right. So what we're going to do is there are a lot of holidays. Lots of people like to put the start of the new year into that. So let me take off these glasses because boom. But I'll put them right. Wait. Put them here. And I picked a very appropriate mug that says, I should have had this. Whoop. And suddenly you know it's time to start something new and trust the magic of beginnings. So I thought that was a very appropriate. I love mugs. I love mugs with different sayings. And I will try to pick out a mug that is appropriate for this all the time. Boom. There we go. That works. All right. So let's go ahead and dive into our holidays. So I'm going to share our nationaltoday.com. So our first holiday of today is the Apple Gifting Day. So we celebrate the awesomeness. Oh, let me put myself in here. The awesomeness of apples. Because apples symbolize good health, giving people apples on New Year's Day is wishing them good health for the rest of the year. So there you go. So this year, give an apple. Also, especially after all the holiday eating, you know, of Christmas cookies and all that stuff, you know, an apple starting the new year, that sounds pretty good. All right. Moving on. Our next one is Bonza Bottler Day, which actually occurs more than just one day of the year. It's a monthly celebration that occurs on the day when the number of the month coincides with the number of the day. So basically January 1st, when we get to February 2nd, that'll be 1 as well, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, all of that. So I don't know why it's called Bonza Bottler Day. It doesn't really say. This whole thing is all about how like the Romans were like fighting over the calendar. Yep, they're fighting over the calendar. So that's kind of the history. But it doesn't say anything specifically about why it's called Bodler. But oh well. All right, this next one is Commitment Day. So it's commemorated. It's to demonstrate your affections by committing in one way or another to the person or persons close to your heart. So, and I have to actually say that I am actively participating in this day because last night Alex and I got engaged. Yes, he popped the question right on New Year's I actually have a photo. It'll take me a second to pull this up for you, but we have a photo that a wonderful person that was just like next to us at the event. Yeah, I can do this. There we go. At midnight, he popped the question. We were at the Edison at Disney Springs, which was an amazing, amazing event. It was cool. It was all 1920s, like jazz and like there was tap dancers, there was like dancers, there was like people like in like things overhead, and there was so much food, and the drinks were amazing. It was really, really cool. And Alex, in true Alex R. Wagner fashion, popped the question right at midnight. And I love this picture because my watch actually says 12 o'clock on it. So I just really love all that. So anywho, so Commitment Day, woohoo! Yeah. Anyway, so a little bit of personal news. Stop that. Anywho, moving on to back to our holidays. All right. Let's see. All right. Copyright Law Day. All right. So this is where all the creatives appreciate the role of copyright law in ensuring legal use of their creations and encourage people to support and uphold copyright law. Did you know that the first copyright statute was enacted over 311 years ago by the British Parliament? Wow. What was it? Let's see. The earliest recorded case law on the copy was in ancient Ireland, where there's a dispute about the ownership of the Catach, one of the oldest Irish writings. In settling the case, he says, King Darmot Max Serbali said, "To every cow belongs her calf, therefore to every book belongs its copy." The ruling eventually led to the battle of, there was a fight? There's a war? There's a battle over copyrights. That is crazy. Anywho, because of the printing press, government, so they saw an increasing need to control book publications. So they developed the Licensing Act in the 16th century, conferred the Stationers' Company, an organization of English printers, the power to require all lawfully printed books to be entered into the register. That's pretty neat. And then in 1710, they enacted the Statute of Anne, the first Copyright Act. It granted publishers legal protection of 14 years on any book they published, including 21 years of protection for any book already in print. But it didn't apply in America, even though it was a British colony. But in 1787, proposals were submitted by James Madison of Virginia and Charles Cotesworth Pinkney of South Carolina. Eventually led to the copyright clause in the new United States Constitution. It's evolved ever since. Fascinating. Really interesting. Cool. All right. Our next holiday is Ellis Island Day. So this is celebrating an island that served as a gateway to America during the immigration wave of 1892 through 1954. Which actually my ancestors went through Ellis Island. So that's a really cool. Another way that I am celebrating today. Today is all about me for this New Year's Day. Just kidding. So Ellis Island Day. Imagine during the peak of years of immigration, an average of 1,900 people passed through the station every day. I could make a political statement about how that's way less than what's going on down in Mexico. Oops, I did. Oops. But yeah, can you imagine? Well, really, there's more. That's crazy. But anyway, 1,900 people passed through the station every day in that time. And that was really hard because they had to do everything by hand. They didn't have computers. So I think that probably took a lot more time. Anywho, between 1892 and 1954, about 17 million people immigrated to America through the immigration station at Ellis Island. Of course, they have, and the terrible thing is, I lived in New York for 17 years and I never went to the Statue of Liberty or Ellis Island. I know I'm horrible. Next time I go, I have to do it. I have to do it. Anywho, what am I doing? Oh, I forgot myself. In here. I keep forgetting the picture within the picture. All right. Next, we have Euro Day. Euro Day is celebrated every day, January 1st, in memorial of when they adopted the euro. So the idea of a European currency was raised as early as 1929, but it wasn't until 70 years later that the euro finally came into existence. Wow. And as we know, it is it's here. So let's see. It started 1992. They signed a treaty. 1979. They started it, and then cooperation. I guess I should read this. And the plan was revived. It didn't stop other. Let's see. January 1st, 1999 was set as the launch date. 1999, and then at midnight, the euro is introduced in a non-physical form, like a Bitcoin, like a digital currency, and the currencies of the participate. Hold up. Wow. Wait. And then January 1st, 2002, euro notes were introduced. So you're saying for 3 years? For 3 years, the euro was just a digital currency. That's fascinating. I did not know that. Did you? Should I like be like Blue on Blue's Clues? Like, did you know? This format of the show will evolve over time. All right. Next, we have Global Family Day. All right. Celebrated every year on January 1st, Family Day starts the year with a positive message of unity to the world. Yes, believe it or not, we are all one. Cultures and religions across the world may be different, but the truth is all of mankind is a large family that can survive and succeed only if united. That's very true. And yes, this is a goal that can be achieved, according to nationaltoday.com. So they're so positive about this. But hey, it's 2023! We can do anything! Woo, it's the year of the water rabbit! Anyway. Great. All right, next we have Haiti Independence Day. All right, so the Declaration of Independence from French colonial rule on January 1st, 1804. It was preceded by many years of a slave revolt called the Haitian Revolution. There should be like a really good movie about that. I don't know if there is, but I haven't really heard of anything amazing, but that sounds incredible. Anywho, all right. Started on August 21st, 1791. And lasted until independence was declared. Wow, 1791 to 1804. That is, let me do the math. Sorry, it's been a long night of wonderfulness, but my brain has not fully continued to work. So you're talking like 13 years? No, wait, no. 1791? Yep, 13 years. Wow, of war before independence. It was formerly called Saint Domingue. Domingue is the most profitable French colonies with rich sugar and coffee plantations. Coffee worked by African bondsmen subjected to harsh treatment, overwork, lack of proper medical care, inadequate food, clothing, and shelter. And they revolted. Yes, took them 13 years. They got their own country. Wow, cool. Good for Haiti. All right, next we have International Public Domain Day, and there's actually a Public Domain Day too. So these are two ones already. So let's just do International Public. We'll look at both of them, and then we actually have a special sketch. All right. International Public Domain Day is celebrated to shed light on the copyright laws in the U.S. So it's also about copyright law, but it's about what happens when they end. So not only do we have Copyright Law Day on the 1st, we also have Public Domain Day and International Public Domain Day about like what happens when they're over. All right. So the answer is that copyrighted items become part of the public domain. This is actually something that, I think we all are very aware of with Winnie the Pooh just became part of the public domain, and there was that like horror movie that came out or is coming out where Winnie the Pooh is like murdering people, which I do not want to see. I'm sorry, I'm not ruining that part of my childhood. But yeah, so things pop out of the public domain, and yeah. So then we can be used to use or rewritten for numerous information sites, and yes, the permission of the artist is no longer needed. Observe the day by finding out what will become part of the public domain this year, and we have a very special sketch, a new sketch written by Marc, Lucia. Hold on, let me get this. Let me see. All right, this one may be a little controversial for some of you guys. We'll see.
Oh, please leave a message after the tone.
Hey, Kanye. It's your favorite Mexican-American white supremacist, Nick Fuentes, calling to wish you a happy public domain day. I don't know if you know, but the jazz singer enters the public domain this year. I was talking to my mommy and daddy at dinner tonight because why go out for dinner when you live with your parents, right? In their basement, right? Anyway, they mentioned that the spec script I wrote a while back for the jazz singer would be a great way for you and I to stick it to the Jewish and black communities. Just in case you don't know, the jazz singer is the story of a Jewish singer who defies his Jewish traditions to become a jazz singer, where he sings in blackface. Here's how we do it. You are the Jewish singer in whiteface. You sing all the traditional songs and all that, which will really piss off the Jewish community. Then when it comes time to do blackface, we paint the blackface over your painted whiteface. Get it? So you are a black man in whiteface in blackface. This will really piss off the black community as well. I think this is a win-win for both of us, and you could even get some of my favorite rappers and singers in the movie because, this Mexican-American white supremacist loves black music. So maybe you can reach out to Nas or Jay-Z or someone like that. This will be a huge fundraiser for your presidential campaign. It will also be something that will make me a legit adult that people will finally take serious, not just a child who lives in his parents' basement. I'm going to send the script.
I made you some cookies. You want some?
Hold on. Yeah, Mom? What do you think? Oh, and can you put some aside for Ye? He's coming over for dinner tonight.
Of course. Tell him I said hello and that he is doing the Lord's work.
Okay, my mom says hello. She's making your favorite cookies, snickerdoodles, with the white creamy cinnamon roll frosting on top. Anyway, we can talk more about it tonight at dinner with my mommy and daddy. Later, bro.
I think we may have just gotten canceled on our first show. But hey, Alex, did we get canceled? Not yet. The authorities have not watched this yet. So, all in good fun. So, anywho, that was our sketch for International and regular Public Domain Day for that, which is actually interesting to know that the jazz singer is now in the public domain. So, I've actually never seen it. Actually, I think I saw at the Museum of the Moving Image in Queens, in Astoria, New York. I think they had it for a while, but it wasn't. It was like a different. It wasn't like the blackface clip. And then they like replaced it. I remember going back like a few years later, and it was like something different. They like were like shh. But they had a section where they're like the invention of the first, silent first talkie or whatever, and then they had part of it, but then they canceled that. So anywho, moving on to other holidays that are more PC. All right, here we go. And get myself back in here. What? All right, we got Mummers Parade. What is Mummers Parade? That sounds really fun. All right, you have not truly celebrated a new year until you see the Mummers Parade, which takes place every year in Philadelphia. What? In Philly? It's a magically crazy event that takes over the streets of southern Philadelphia and celebrates the incredibly diverse and culturally rich history of the U.S. Thousands of people from the local communities take part and spend months leading up to the event, training, learning choreography, and performances. How have I never heard of this before? To showcase and represent their districts or clubs. It's a celebration of music, dance, and costumes, and serves as a fantastical start to the new year and what's to come. It's 120 years old. Wow, that is crazy. That's so cool. I didn't know that. Well, they're having some fun now in Philadelphia. National Bloody Mary Day. It's a convenient for everyone who may have partied a little too much the night before. Ring in the new year by celebrating the famous cocktail that consists of vodka, tomato juice, lemon juice, Worcester, however you say that, cayenne, and salt. It can also alleviate hangover symptoms, and it can also further dehydrate you, so drink responsibly. It may be the number one brunch cocktail in the U.S. Take that, mimosas. They are the number one. I don't like Bloody Marys. I don't think I've had one like very, very long time ago, and then I really haven't tried them again since. So maybe I should try it just to see if maybe I really like it. But I am a total mimosa person. I am that mimosa chick who's like, mimosas! And I love brunch. Brunch is not the same in Florida as it is in New York. It's not the same down here because people drive everywhere. In New York, you can just have brunch and then irresponsibly like stumble into a cab or the subway on the way home or whatever. But like in Florida, people gotta like get in cars and go home. So like you can't like the unlimited, the bottomless brunches are not as popular down here. But maybe people still having some Bloody Marys. Okay. All right. Moving on to National First Foot Day. All right. It's as per the Scottish and North England tradition of bringing good luck upon your home by being the first person to set foot inside at the beginning of the year. Wow. So all right. Did you know that similar practices of first fruiting are also found in many traditions, including Greek and Georgian traditions? The belief is that the one who will first set foot in your house cannot be someone who is inside when midnight struck. It's okay if an occupant of the house deliberately stays outside till midnight and then enters after midnight. Therefore, to observe this holiday, people just stay outside their homes until midnight of New Year's Eve before going in. So did this like originate the party? They're like, you can't be in your house when New Year's happens. And they're like, all right, we'll just go out to someone else's house and party. But then what about the people that are throwing the parties? Are they like, do they have to step outside their house at midnight? I don't think they are. So I don't know. I think it's a sacrifice every host at midnight needs to do. But that's a really cool tradition. I don't know if I was first entering the house or if Alex was last night. Hey, Alex, do you remember if I was first entering the house last night or were you? I believe you were. I was! What? All right. Anywho. All right, so that basically means, what is it supposed to do? Oh, I have to come bearing gifts, though. Oops. Wait, there's more. The person, it should be a man, actually, according to tradition. So, but dark-haired. I might have flat feet. I think I had flat feet at the time, but I'm not a man, so. Let's see. If he carries coins, that would mean financial prosperity. I did have, like, credit cards and debit cards. Does that count? I don't know. That's a lot. This is a really complicated holiday to do. I don't know. I think it's way too complicated, all these English and Scottish people that I also am into my heritage. All right, moving on. National Hangover Day. Oh, yeah. All right. It's often a time, as New Year's Eve is a time to seriously party. The chance here of been greeting the new year with 1 or 2 or 6 cocktails. Drinking too much can lead to some rather unpleasant results. So, National Hangover Day. So, get your Bloody Mary or your cup of coffee like I am. I also had like this like aloe drink. It was like this like super hydrated thing that like we randomly got, and that seemed to work pretty well too. So anyway, National Shepherd Day. National Shepherd Day. It celebrates every person named Shepherd to ever have existed in the world. I don't know anyone. Oh, let's see. Shepherd. There's like some people, but I don't know. So it means sheep herder. So cool. All right. Next up, we have New Year's Day, of course, which we all know about that. New Year's Dishonor List Day. It may seem like a joke, is actually celebrated at Lake Superior State University in Michigan. That happens a day of PR team. I'm sorry, what? A PR team in LSSU collects nominations of different words and phrases from all around the U.S. and selects the most overused ones, and then they publish them on the school website for removal from the English language. So that's cool. Oh, in 2020, the number one ranked suggestion word for banishment was COVID-19. Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing. All right. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to do that twice. I was just really excited. All right. That's really cool. Actually, let's see. Do we want to? I'll let you figure that out for yourself. All right. Polar Bear Plunge Day. All those crazy people that are going into the ice, right? Ugh. Right. It's an invigorating day to celebrate the first day of every year. They don swimsuits and bikinis. They splash their way into cold, icy winter waters. Claim they are freezing for a reason, usually to raise money for a good cause. Okay. Then there are polar bear swimmers who just like the idea of doing something wild and crazy that doesn't involve alcohol to kick off the new year. Yeah, I would not encourage anyone to drink alcohol and then be a polar bear swimmer. That would not be good. All right. Again, we already went to the public domain day. Went through that. Ring a Bell Day. Okay. Ring a bell. It honors bells, towers, bells makers, bells ringers. You know, there's a lot of bells, you know, ringing the church bells all that way. So ring a bell. Ring, ring-a-ling. All right. The Rose Bowl game is always today. Right. It hosts the conference champions from the Big Ten and Pac-12 conferences during the non-CFP years. Started 120 years ago.
I'm sorry, but drastic shift.
Oh, Alex is gonna tell me something.
The Rose Bowl for the first time in the world is tomorrow.
The Rose Bowl is tomorrow, actually. Alex just said for the first time in all of history. So I don't know. That's a bad start to 2023. All right. Next, we have the Solemnity of Mary. It's observed every year by the Latin Rite of the Catholic Church. It's the 8th day of Christmastide and a feast to celebrate Mary's motherhood. It's also known as the Solemnity of the Blessed Virgin Mary, the Mother of God. It sometimes gets forgotten easily amid the New Year celebrations, but is one of utmost of reverence for people of the Christian faith. So it's Mary Day. Yo, yo. All right, Sudan Independence Day. So Haiti, but we also got Sudan. All right, it's the third largest. It commemorates the independence of the nation from Great Britain. It's the third largest nation in the African continent. Let's see. Until 1956, the nation was under the rule of the British in Egypt. Ismail al-Azari, sorry if I say that name wrong, was responsible for forming a government as prime minister on January 9th, 1954. They formally attained its independence from Britain and Egypt on January 1st, 1956. Yay! Go them! Okay, awesome. All right. Next, we have Triumph of the Revolution. Oh, so again, we got a lot of victories and Independence Days here today. It commemorates the victory of revolutionaries led by Fidel Castro. The Cuban Revolution was an armed rebellion against the military dictatorship of Cuban President Fulgencio Batista. It started in 1953 and ended in 1959 with the triumph of the revolutionaries and the fleeing of the dictator to the U.S. He came to the U.S. just like the guy from Brazil, too. Did Batista go to Orlando as well? Anyway, this day is marked, and then Castro established his government in Cuba. The day is marked by celebratory military parades, revolutionary poster marches, concerts, and fireworks all over Cuba. Is it still? I guess it is. Yeah, probably. All right. Universal Hour of Peace. All right. It's an important day. It draws attention toward building peaceful relations among different groups and states. All right. Today, countries invest in developing sophisticated and lethal. Oh, okay. So the countries they develop sophisticated and lethal weapons that can obliterate entire cities in a blast. So Universal Hour of Peace seeks to convince everyone that peace is more sustainable than violence and less expensive. Let's see what hour is it? It doesn't say. Soldiers are supposed to refrain for an hour from shooting, and people try their best to avoid getting into unnecessary fights and arguments. Just for an hour, though. The rest of the 23, you can just go for it. But you hold off for that 1 hour. Anyway. Okay. Next, we have... There's a lot of days here. We have... but we're almost done. World Day of Peace. So we have hour... Universal Hour, but now we have World Day of Peace. Okay, so someone was like, all right, we can't just do this hour thing. We have to do it like a whole day because like they're just holding off for the hour, but then they're fighting. So like, what does that accomplish? It is primarily a Catholic feast day dedicated to universal peace on the Solemnity of Mary, the Mother of God. On this occasion, popes generally make authoritative declarations on the Catholic social teachings. The theme of the feast has always been about creating a culture of care. The Pope and the Vatican Church stress the need to care and stress tolerance for each other and to create a society that focuses on good moral values and does not yield to the temptation to disregard others. The benefits of a peaceful society have been the emphasis of every year's World Day of Peace. That is wonderful. But as we know, the previous Pope, Benedict, died yesterday. There still is a normal Pope. I thought I'm like not like I was baptized Catholic, but I really don't know anything else. And I was like, the Pope died, and my mom's like, no, that's like the old Pope. Like he already resigned. There's like a current Pope, so it's fine. So I was like, oh, all right. Anywho, yeah. Next we have Z Day. Ooh, it's a mysterious yet intriguing day. It's not Zombies Day though. Okay, so no zombies like that.
Want to do monster zombies? No zombies!
Sorry, there's some like voice distortion things which are really cool, and I'll play around with these more as we go. It's a day when the alphabetical order is reversed, and those names that begin with the letter Z come first in all matters of alphabet sequence. I've never heard of this though, so I don't really know. Like, if your name is always called out last on the register because it starts with Z, today it's going to be the other way around. Did you know that around 300 BC, the letter Z was removed from the alphabet because it was considered useless? What about Zeus? There was Zeus. They were like, no, we're not going to have the Z because of, I'm just saying 300 BC, like people were like talking about Zeus and they're like, not anymore. That's strange. Well, thankfully it was returned to the alphabet so that people named Zach don't have to be named Gak or Rack or Sack. That's a really lame joke. I think the Zeus allegory is a little better. Anywho, but yeah, the Z, it would have been A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y. And that's it. That's weird. I'm glad we kept the Z. All right, we are getting down to the very, very end. And is it today? It is now all our birthdays, and we just have 3 today. Yesterday we had like 30, but today we have 3. So, without further ado, we're going to sing our happy birthday song. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear George Washington Carver, Morris Chestnut, and Poppy. Who's Poppy? Happy birthday to you. So since we have 3, I can actually break down and see who these people are. Well, we all should know who George Washington Carver is. All right, he was enslaved African American before becoming one of the world's greatest geniuses. He became the first Black person to get into Iowa State University. He obtained a degree in agriculture and mechanics and art and became well known. He was born in January 1st, 1864. He was tagged as the father of the peanut industry. He published his popular bulletin titled How to Grow Peanuts and 105 Ways of Preparing It for Human Consumption in 1916. He invented over 300 products from peanuts. So that's fantastic. Oh, he was also known as the Black Leonardo. That's dope. That's a cool name. He lived until 1943, which is amazing. And his net worth was $1 million. I mean, back then that was like a lot. But I think we can thank him for, if you like peanuts, if you like peanut butter, if you like, Reese's, if you like Reese's peanut butter cups, if you like, Elvis liked PBJ and banana sandwiches or whatever, peanut butter, all that. Yay for peanuts! And George Washington Carver, thank you. Also for, being such a, leading Black man of his time as well. That got really quiet for a second there. Morris Chestnut. Who is this guy? Oh, he was in Boys in the Hood, which I've actually never seen. He was in Rosewood, which I did not see as well. He's worth more than the George Washington Carver, though, $14 million. So go him. All right, and last we have Poppy. She ate cotton candy in 2014. Like I said, you can buy a holiday for $5,000. Like, it does not take that. You can just buy it. If I wanted to make like Kimberly DiPersia birthday day, I could do that if I wanted to for $5,000. But now I gotta afford. I gotta plan a wedding. I don't know. It was kind of mixed because it's like money, but it's also exciting. So I can't really afford a holiday for my day. But anyway, I stop it. Woo! All right. She ate some cotton candy on YouTube, and then she became a singer, and she sang a song called Everyone Wants to Be Poppy. And then in 2015, she is a star. I have no idea who this person is, but still, she has more worth than George Washington Carver. But is this adjusted for inflation or no? I feel like George Washington Carver should have been worth like $200 billion. I mean, he basically invented peanuts. So that's all I gotta say. But anywho, that's it. That is New Year's Day. So thank you all for joining me. If I helped get you through your hangover today, then I helped make us a little more peaceful for you as well. Thank you all. I will be back tomorrow in the early AM celebrating January 2nd and all that is to come then. So have a wonderful first day of 2023, and I will catch you mañana.